When it comes to selecting the right dash cam to offer your customer, there are two main features you really want to think about. First is obviously performance and reliability, and the other is unique features. Today's brand Thinkware is known for their parking mode, and we're going to find out all about their flagship U3000 system and more. We've got their product expert, Billy, in the studio with us to tell us all the details. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Thinkware dash cams. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we're talking about ADAS, and more specifically, we're going to zone in on a brand that exclusively specializes in high-end dash cams. We're talking about Thinkware, a brand that's been around the block and has brought you so many great features and technologies that they've become known for as far as reliability and performance is concerned. Now, we're going to be covering a gambit of different products on today's show, but we've got product expert Billy Alexandre joining us. Now, Billy, can you give us an overview of what we're going to be covering on today's session?
Hey, Ben. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me here on your show. I'll be more than happy to do an introduction of our brand new dash cam, the U3000 here, and do a deep dive to teach you more about its features.
Yes, the flagship U3000 model that's absolutely packed with features. We're going to get into that, Billy, but before that, an opportunity for our partner SiriusXM to chime in and remind our dealers out there why they should love it. And when we come back, let's talk Thinkware dash cams.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We got Billy Alexandre in the studio with us, and we're talking Thinkware dash cams. Now, Thinkware has certainly made its name for itself within this category. It's got a great following, and there's a couple key features that we should really define so you guys tuning in understand what are some of the things that really make Thinkware unique. So, Billy, one of the first things, and I mentioned in our intro that it's kind of been synonymous with the Thinkware brand, really, is your world-class parking mode. Can you take a second to describe to us what that's all about and why do people love it?
Yeah, sure, Ben. So our parking mode is world-renowned for a couple reasons. First, we have very usable features which allow you to customize your dash cam exactly the way you want it, so that if you're away from the car, it's covering different kind of situations. So you can choose from multiple parking recording modes. So you're going to have the typical motion detection, the impact detection. So this is going to be like your bread and butter for just like overnight recording. But if you want to take it a step further, now we also have energy saving recording mode. So what that's going to do is capture video recording as soon as it detects an impact. But the good thing about energy saving, like the name implies it, it's actually going to go into a deep sleep mode. So the dash cam is in a standby mode, and it's going to consume very little energy. So it's able to monitor for impacts while consuming very little energy, allowing you to extend the duration of the parking surveillance mode for a very long time. And then we have other modes like time-lapse. So time-lapse, as also the name implies, it will be uninterrupted footage, and it's going to be recording at 2 frames per second. And what that does is for customers or users that want to make sure they don't have just 10, 20 seconds, but they really want to have the full picture recording nonstop, this is where time-lapse shines. So people who really want to have uninterrupted footage while they're parked will be using the time-lapse mode. And then we have safety features for our parking mode. So the latest one we've introduced is the smart parking mode. What the smart parking mode does is, well, it's in a regular parking mode. For example, if the dash cam is set to motion and impact detection, and if it gets too hot in the car where the temperature gets really high, let's say above 80 degrees, then the dash cam will automatically revert to a low power energy mode. So kind of similar to the energy saving mode, it's gonna trigger a different system where the dash cam gonna go into sleep, and it's also gonna monitor impacts only. And that allows the dash cam to continue monitoring for impacts, even if it's too hot in the vehicle, so that you're gonna have continuous coverage while in parking surveillance mode. So those are all the really great features that we have in our dash cams, and why it makes the Thinkware parking surveillance mode one of the best in the market, if not the best.
Well, Billy, it's no wonder everybody loves Thinkware dash cams when you have such a complete suite of services when it comes to the best-in-class parking mode. The other part of why there's such a following for Thinkware, I believe, and from what I hear from dealers, is the reliability and the build quality. So let's take a minute to speak to why the Thinkware devices, dash cams, are built so well and last.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. So Thinkware has been making dash cams for the better part of a decade or more. So for about 12 to 15 years, actually. And they've went through many errors and trials to figure out what is the best way to manufacture dash cams. And that's how they became the premium dash cams. So they do all of the R&D, product designing, and the manufacturing in South Korea. And that way they're able to control not only the parts that come in, but the whole production process. And with that comes as well a lot of testing. So every dash cam that is manufactured, they go through a strict numerous test where you're gonna have tests like, a shock test to make sure the dash cam survives if there's an impact, a very strong impact. It's gonna go through a humidity test as well. So in different climates, the dash cam has to be able to survive a very humid climate as well. And it's also going to go through vibration tests to make sure that, for those people out there that may be taking their cars off-roading quite a bit, and there's a lot of rattling in the car, we don't want the dash cam's internal components to just come off. So we want to make sure that everything stays tight together and for the dash cam to continue recording like the way it's supposed to do. So all of those features, and in addition, our proprietary technology that we have incorporated into dash cams, such as anti-file corruption, ensuring that the data is not lost. So every recording saved to the micro SD card is there on the micro SD card. Because what happens sometimes with other competitors is if they don't have a system where it allows the dash cam to do instantaneous saving on a micro SD card, you could actually have lost footage. So if you happen to get in an accident and you go retrieve the micro SD card, you might be missing some clips actually. So with Thinkware dash cams, we've taken this step and addressed it by having this anti-file corruption to make sure that all footage is saved instantaneously on the micro SD card. And those are all very good reasons why dash cams, Thinkware dash cams, are reliable here in the market and why customers choose us.
All right, Billy, so we've covered two of the big reasons why Thinkware has such a great following. Let's dive in a little bit to the technology side of things. And my next question to you is about connectivity. As you know, it's all about connectivity. We want our devices to be connected, in an easy and simple way to be able to control and to transfer information. So talk to us a little bit about the connectivity when it comes to Thinkware dash cams.
When it comes to the connectivity part, we've also learned a lot from our past experiences and the feedback we've been getting from our customers. And with that being said, we've really wanted to improve the way our dash cams connect to the smartphone. So when it comes to connectivity, yes, you can expect a built-in Wi-Fi, which is standard to many dash cams in the market these days. But we went ahead a step further to include a built-in Bluetooth as well. And what the Bluetooth is going to do is really to help the pairing process. So when you have Bluetooth included in the dash cam and you do the initial pairing setup via the Thinkware Dashcam Link app, it is a fairly smooth transition. So installing the app and initiating the dashcam connection, it does everything by itself. So you don't have to do multiple steps as like switching between different windows, making sure you go to the settings and enable Wi-Fi and do all this. No, everything now is done very efficiently so that at one click, 2 clicks, and then it should connect to the dashcam directly. And the beauty with Bluetooth is as well these days is the Apple CarPlay system and the Android Auto systems out there that people use in their cars. So they want to have their phones connected all the time, like you mentioned. They want to have it connected to the cars so that they can use their Google Music or Google Maps, for example. But the thing is, if you have a built-in Wi-Fi in the dashcam and you want to connect your phone to the dashcam, most of the time you're going to have to disconnect from the car's Android Auto or CarPlay. And the reason why is because in a lot of those cars these days, they do the connection using Wi-Fi. It might look like it's doing it via Bluetooth, but like our dash cam is doing the initial connection with Bluetooth, but then it switches over to Wi-Fi because you need to be streaming a lot of data over Wi-Fi. So with a dash cam, if you only need to, let's say, change a setting or resolution setting or some kind of dashcam setting for Thinkware dashcam like the U3000, if you do it so via Bluetooth, you don't need to disconnect from your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. You can actually just connect directly to the dashcam and still be connected to your car at the same time. And that is why we want to make sure that the connectivity is one of the best in Thinkware dashcams.
The next feature I want to discuss is one that, well, it's had its ups and downs and had its opinion, because in the past when this technology was coming out, it wasn't the most reliable or the most accurate, and I could almost say it became annoying at some points. But don't worry, because I think Thinkware has figured it all out. We're going to let Billy explain how safety camera alerts are now solid and absolutely loved by their users.
Yeah, Ben. So the safety camera alerts that is being used in Thinkware dashcam, it's a very comprehensive and solid system. So we use a database from one of our providers called Cyclops. It's a UK-based company, and they are one of the world leaders in providing accurate database for all the locations of the speed cameras and red light cameras that are in the world. So with that being said, when you have this database in a dashcam and you have a built-in GPS, or let's say an optional GPS connected to the dashcam, as you're driving, you're going to get accurate alerts of upcoming red light cameras or upcoming speed cameras. And the way it does it, it's using technology that is proprietary to Cyclops, our provider, and it is called waypoint corridor technology. So for example, as you're traveling, if for instance the red light camera is not pointing in your direction of travel, but is pointing at an opposite direction of travel, you're not going to get this alert from your Thinkware dashcam. You're only going to get alerts from an actual camera that is pointing at you in your direction of travel. And so with that waypoint corridor technology, it minimizes false alerts. So as you're driving, you can guarantee that every alert is going to be an actual accurate alert for a red light camera or a speed camera. And that is a feature that our customers love, because for a lot of them, it saved them quite a bit of money on tickets, for example.
Now, Billy, the last feature I want to talk about before we get into the products itself is the connected app, because yes, everything is based on app these days, but the Thinkware connected app, well, it's pretty darn useful.
Yeah, Ben, Thinkware Connected app is actually a very useful feature to have these days. A lot of customers are looking for really good connectivity, and connectivity that is not directly paired to their device, but remote connectivity. So that means you need to give your dashcam internet capability. And to do that, our latest dashcam U3000 and Q1000s, if you pair them and connect them to, for example, your home Wi-Fi or the hotspot of your vehicle, you're going to be giving internet capabilities to your Thinkware dashcam. And what that does is it's going to give you alerts while you're away from the car, so you can monitor remotely what's happening. And we have multiple features to do that. And the main feature that customers are going to be looking at is probably the impact notification with video upload. So let's say your car is parked in the driveway of your home, and the Thinkware dashcam is connected to the Wi-Fi network of your house. If there is a hit and run while your car is parked there, you're going to be getting a notification on your cell phone. So all of the Thinkware Connected features are managed through the Thinkware Connected app. So not only do you get a notification, but you also get a link to the video upload. So you'll be able to download the video that was uploaded to the cloud, and that's going to give you a really good picture of what happened. So you're going to get that 20-second video of the impact remotely. In addition to the impact notification, really other good feature that we have is the remote live view. So remote live view is just, you want to make sure that everything is okay around your house. For example, your car is parked in the driveway of your house, and you want to make sure that everything is safe. So you can actually tap into the dashcam remotely via the Thinkware Connected app and enable the remote live view. So you're going to be getting a live recording of what's happening around the car via the front camera or the rear camera of the dashcam. So those are all really useful features to have in modern and advanced dashcams like Thinkware dashcams to really enhance the user experience overall.
Okay, Billy, let's get into it. We've covered some amazing features that are exclusive to the Thinkware product line. Let's get into some products, some hardware. The first one, you've mentioned it a couple times. Let's get into it. This is the flagship 2-channel 4K U3000 system. What can you tell us? Because this is going to be the system that you want your customers to have and to install into your best customers' cars.
Yeah, Ben. So the U3000 is our latest flagship model. It's meant to be replacing the U1000 eventually, and it has the latest Sony image sensor. So it has the much anticipated Sony Starvis 2 image sensor. So a lot of improvements have actually been made in those image sensors. So now you're going to be able to get a much clearer picture at night, so you can get all the details. And we have something called Super Night Vision 4.0 now. So it's our latest Thinkware algorithm for optimizing the image clarity and quality in very low light conditions. And also during your daytime driving, obviously, you're going to get really good video resolution in 4K. And you're going to be able to capture everything crystal clear with really good details and precision. And in addition to that, we also wanted to improve on the U1000 and include a built-in radar in the dashcam. So the built-in radar is really a very nice, efficient way of doing parking recording mode without consuming too much power, because power is the one thing that people will be worried about while the dashcam is parked there in the car and consuming power from the battery of the vehicle. So to manage that, we have a built-in radar that consumes very little power and will still give the dashcam the ability to do motion detection and impact detection while parked. So those are really good features to have in a top-of-the-line dashcam. And on top of that as well, you're going to find a built-in GPS for safety camera alerts, built-in Wi-Fi and built-in Bluetooth for connectivity. And as every other Thinkware dashcam, it comes with all the reliability features and technology that we incorporate into our dashcams.
Now, although I absolutely love top of the line, you know me, it's always about the premium product. Let's not forget that the bread and butter of their business is the, very aggressively priced, medium price point dash cams packed with value that Thinkware is known for. So we have to spend some time talking about these ones. And of course, I'm talking about the F series. And within those series, I would say the 2 stars would definitely be both the F70 Pro as well as the F200 Pro. And I'm going to leave it to Billy to describe and go through some of the key features that really make these 2 models a value packed.
Many of you know that our F200 Pro has been around for the past couple of years, and it is by far in volume one of the best-selling dash cams. And the reason why, like you mentioned, Ben, it's a very affordable unit. 1080p recording front and 1080p rear, has built-in Wi-Fi, and you can add an optional GPS. And you'll also find all the good parking surveillance modes that Thinkware includes in their dash cam. So the F200 Pro has somewhat become of the staples and a very popular unit over the last few years. And we wanted to build on that success and also bring an entry-level model called the F70 Pro. So I have the F70 Pro here. And this unit here is recording only 1 channel, but will be recording 1080p on the front. And you're also going to find a built-in Wi-Fi. And we also went ahead with adding a built-in Bluetooth. So you're going to get great value out of the F70 Pro, good video resolution, and of course, it is parking mode ready. So if you get a hard-ring cable or an OBD2 cable and you do the installation, you're going to be able to give parking surveillance recording capabilities to the F70 Pro, just like its older, bigger brother, the F200 Pro. And so those are really our best 2 staples dashcam that will appeal to a lot of customers out there because there are more affordable options. They don't necessarily have all the bells and whistles, but they have really the essential components that people are looking for when wanting to purchase a dashcam, a Thinkware dashcam.
Again, value packed when it comes to the F series, but we're going to show them one more model I think they need to know about, Billy. One step up, not quite at the U3000 level, but one step up from the F series with a very high performing Q1000.
Yes, Ben, the Q1000 is actually a very good premium model. So for people who don't really want to break the bank, so to speak, and they still want to get really good Thinkware dashcam, but that is a step up from what we offer at the entry level with the F70 Pro and the F200 Pro, the Q1000 is a really good option. And the reason why is because it does also use premium components like a Sony Exmor Starvis image sensor for really good low light video recording capabilities. And it's going to be recording the front channel in 2K video resolution, but also the rear in 2K. So you have upgraded video resolution from the F200 Pro and the F780 Pro. And you're also going to have built-in GPS, built-in Bluetooth. And on top of that, like I was talking about with the Thinkware connected features, you're going to find Thinkware connected features incorporated into the Q1000. So for customers looking really for good all-around dash cams that is loaded with features and they want the connectivity, the Q1000 is a good way to go. So you're going to get 2K front recording in the rear, and you're going to have connected features with the Thinkware connected app.
And last but not least, for you installers and shops out there, let's talk about power. Billy, you mentioned it, especially that parking mode. You want to make sure that you have enough power in your system and it doesn't drain your main battery. So what battery options are there for your units? And what about hardwiring kits?
Yeah, that's a really great question, Ben. So for people who literally want more juice for the dash cam and not, put too much wear and tear on the battery of the vehicles, we have a couple options. We have two batteries, actually. So we have the iVolt Mini, which is about a 4,500 milliampere battery. And then we have a bigger one, which is the iVolt Extra. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that one is about around 7,500 milliampere. So it is a bigger battery. And the real advantage of having those batteries is for people who want to try and get the longest parking recording duration possible, which is not really doable with just using the battery of your vehicle. So when you actually do a quick installation of the battery, there is a hot wiring cable as well that you might need with the iVolt Extra. So you get the hot wiring cable and you do some installation to the fuse box and you install the battery. You're going to be able to use the battery to power the dash cam while the car is off. And what that does really is provide, with the iVolt Extra, for example, up to a couple hundred hours of potential parking recording while you're away from the car, or even more depending on the parking recording mode that you've set the dash cam to. And our batteries are very safe. They don't use lithium ion. They actually are built with lithium iron phosphate. And this makes the battery much more stable in different environments, whether it's cold or very hot in the car, so high heat. It's very durable. And in addition to that, it also can withstand a lot of different charge cycles. So the charging and depleting is what puts a lot of wear on lithium ion batteries by nature. So but let's say within a year or a couple of years, you might be reduced to maybe half or even less of the initial life expectancy of the battery. So with lithium iron phosphate, it can withstand 4,000 or 5,000 cycles, and it can last for more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and it will still maintain almost its original battery capacity. So it might be down to like 80 or 70%, but nowhere near as bad as what lithium ion batteries are like. So really a really good alternative to powering your dash cam. And the really good thing as well, in those luxury vehicles where customers might not feel very safe, doing a hot wiring installation and using the battery of their vehicles, of their high-end vehicles, to power the dash cam, they're going to want to use a Thinkware battery, for example, because they're not going to know for sure the battery of their high-end vehicles is always going to be safe, especially if maybe in those higher-end vehicles they use a lithium-ion battery, so lighter batteries for the performance vehicles. So this is where a Thinkware battery comes in really handy. But you don't need a Thinkware battery if you don't need to. The simple Thinkware hot wiring kit installation is also a really good way to go if you're not worried. If you have a healthy battery and it has a large capacity as well, and you just driving, using your car daily, that's going to be good enough to go into parking surveillance mode.
I want to thank my guest today, Billy Alexandre, the sales manager for Thinkware, for joining us today. Now, if you're interested in getting more information on any of the products covered on today's show, I do recommend you head over to their official website, found at right here on the screen, thinkwarestore.com. And if you happen to be in Canada, well, then you need to know their distribution partner up here is Auto Mobility. Now, in my closing statements, I am thoroughly impressed and always have been impressed by this brand. This Korean-made brand comes with quality. It's got an incredible reputation, but it's also got some major technology to boot. I want to point out the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity that the engineers have really thought out to incorporate the obstacles that we have because, as you know, we are always connecting through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and these are things that they thought about. To take that a little bit further, look at their app. The app is very seamless, incredibly easy to use, and the quality of the image has always been something Thinkware has known about. I can't help but kind of drool over that U3000 unit because it's got all the bells and whistles one could ask for in a high-end system. 2-channel, and I want to mention, yes, Sony Starvis 2. If you thought Starvis 1 was good, man, I can only imagine how crystal clear these images will be in 4K. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.